Yes, good morning once again. You're most welcome, everyone from different parts of the world. I greet the co-hosts, of course, that we are together today, Mr. Amos Kiguler, and of course, the one who have come first, Jonas Thornberg. Um, you're most welcome. So it's our time to come, of course, to the topic, and our today's topic is about LoyalQ introduction to LoyalQ trade setting. Introduction to LoyalQ trade setting. I'm the presenter today, and I appreciate the entire team of leaders we work together. Mr. Lord Capello, Mr. Amos Kigula, and others, of course, from different parts of the world. Good morning once again. So it's our high time to come back to the concept, and we start from the beginning, because we have been in different teams and we have where we have reached. But when we decided to come together, we make sure that we start from the beginning, and we make sure that everyone with his team is coming back to the source. When we talk about to the source, we mean the foundation of what we are doing. Trade setting in the robot can enable everybody to do trading with the robot. And when he adds more knowledge, it can be much better. But if he uses robot alone, it can work. I remember last time we put theory notes on the platform explaining the types of explaining the trade setting, of course, with by default and by customized trade setting. There are two, they are different. But when it comes to this, anyone activates the robot, and the next part is to make it work for him. But robot cannot work itself without instructor. I am instructor of the robot. You are instructor of the robot, and robot helps us to do many things such as capital management and risk management. Those two things are very important. Capital management, how your money is invested in the market, it is you to decide because you are the owner of a business. But risk management, you are also the one to calculate risk, and you do setting in relation of the calculation of the risk that you have calculated. And then this time, the robot does the work, but you need to be there as the business owner to keep watching what is happening, what is going on, so that when the market changes, you can adjust in case there is changes, and you make sure that robot will give you the results according to your plan and your goal. But in common, there is a trade setting that we do. And again, before I come in, of course, practically, I would like to clarify something that in robot, there is a language used there. And everyone should be friendly to the language used in the robot so that he can be able to talk to his worker. Robot is your worker, and when you are giving him instruction, you need to understand his language so that you don't need a translator. You are the one with direct contact with your worker. You give him instruction. I'm sorry to use him when it is not human, but if I say this, you can get me well. You give him instruction of what he will do for you so that you can achieve your goal in trading. But This worker is different from other employees that we have, because the other employees we have, they are emotional. But this one, being an artificial intelligent bot, it is emotion free. It doesn't follow emotion, meaning that if I am a emotional trader and I give it instruction, I leave it do the work, the continuous work it will be doing will not be emotional. Yet when I was setting, I am a human being, but a human being can instruct a robot, and robot can do the work, of course, accordingly. So if you get this introduction, please, and you hear me, let it be, let me confirm that you are hearing me, you are getting me, and you type 1 in a chat box as we are on Monday, and then I will go on, of course, to introduce the topic. So I was making an introductory remark, and this introductory remark, I think it can be very clear to everyone. If it is clear, you can confirm it by typing 1 to confirm as well that you hear me, because sometimes network is not good, and I may be even talking to myself when my voice is not there. So when I see, of course, 2 people, 3 people listening to me, of course, it confirms that I'm loud and clear. We may be in class now when we all know how to use robot, but if it comes to learning as the ones who come together for common goal, it is not a problem that we can go back. Going back is not a problem, but it is strengthening foundation to the ones who are using robot, and it is opportunity to the new ones who are joining us. And when we pick from here, I believe that it can give experience to all of us as we are using robots. So when this company created this robot, it has given it, I will beg you a pardon, it has given it 2 ways that people can use. I will first go through there, and then I will come immediately in the robot, and we see. It has 2 ways. One, the one way somebody else can use this robot is by default smart create robot. Default smart create robot's own setting. This time, everything is set. We will see it in the robot. Everything is set. You can allocate capital, and you choose asset you want to trade. Then when you allocate capital, means you will allocate the way capital will be invested in the market according to the robot in-made setting. And another way is customize the smart create, which is your own personal setting. This time when you are using this one, you believe in robot to do the work for you, and you allocate your capital, it does the way you have allocated your capital. 2, you say this one, I know that it is there, or you may have some assets being in by default, and the other assets you trade them by customizing, where you do your own setting. This is for advanced smart create traders who have known setting. But this one, the first one, is for the total beginner, the pure beginner that you can help from the beginning. He has money, he activates robot, you have activated him, you do binding, and he has money, you set for him, robot is doing the work. He doesn't know anything. But this second one, the second one, customized this smart create, is for the one who has understood how robot is set, that he can do his own setting according to his plan and capital. Then when he does this, he can either choose to automate both with the AI margin, or he can switch indicators on so that robot can do the work. But when we are on this default by setting, robot itself uses in-made tools to trade for you. Then you choose what is suitable for you. Is it clear? From definition of theory, and then we go to practice. If it is clear, type yes. If it is clear, type yes. From the point of definition of two, and then we dive into them inside the robot. Then if it is by default, how do we allocate capital? But when we come to the customized one, how do we do it generally? Then someone decides to put his input. Because now, if I say, for example, $100, you are setting it like this. It does not necessarily mean that we'll always follow setting I give you. It gives you the mind to grow, that when you are making a decision, you are the one who knows how much you want robot to use. If I use example of $5, it does not necessarily mean that you will always use 5. You will learn concept, then you decide how much you will put in. As long as you understand the concept, as long as you understand how everything will be done on your side. Yes, when I see 1, 3 who understand, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. And now we are on the background. We are on the foundation. We are building a foundation of setting the robot. But when we do this, coin selection is very important. Coin selection is very important. When you are trading with Smart Create, either by default or by customized, you need to trade the coins that have high volume and high liquidity, because you will take longer without being present to check things. But coins which have high volume and high liquidity, they are visited by many people, and they have chance not to be delisted anyhow, and they don't have high volatility that can sweep away your money into floating loss, can take you into bigger floating loss. Why? Because of two words: liquidity and volume. But what is the difference from those ones? The coins without high volume and high liquidity, they are more volatile, that you and the robot, you don't control market. They may go quickly down and they go beyond your buying capacity. And this time market can stay there longer, and you can very hard come from there. But because of this robot and in-made mathematics, we call it quantitative strategy, it can lower the floating loss. It has capacity of lowering floating loss, depending on how you set, how you have understanding about it. Last time, our mentor, Lord Capello, was teaching us how the power of capital can be there to help someone to reduce floating loss. And the power of margin call, the number of times money can be invested in the market using quantitative strategy numbers, using the robotic system, it can also help. If I draw here, I can use an example of drawings. If I enter here, this is my entry point. I start with small money to keep more reserve, because in a dip, it is where stock will come from. Why? Anytime I enter in the market, I consider it as expensive. I enter in the asset, I just put in mind it is expensive now. When market drops, my power of buying purchase starts. It becomes cheaper, I buy. It becomes more cheaper, I buy. It becomes more cheaper, I buy. It becomes more cheaper, I buy. Then the capital I have will determine how many times I will buy. I buy. It comes down, I buy. When it reaches here and my capital is over, I have benefited, number one, to achieve my goal of having a stock. There is a quantity of stock that I have. When it maximizes buying and I have chance market retraces, it goes back. The other stock bought will be sold away with profit, and I achieve again the second way of profit. Number one, I have achieved the buying stock, which is the main focus of a trader, because you cannot sell what you have not purchased. And if you have already purchased it, you are waiting to sell it. And two directions, we are on spot market, two directions, downward trend we buy, and the upward trend we sell both items or both stock, and we make profit. In between, there should be patience and waiting, as we know in all kinds of trading. I want us to go slowly, and of course, I realize that we are at par. I realize that we are together. Now, if we are together and have understood that logic, type OK. We'll move together like this, because I'm making introductory remark of trade setting, and other readers will pick from there when they will be presenting. And we define introduction of trade setting with our robot. Please type OK if you understand very well this logic. Because we have been talking money, but there is a way money can be reached. It's not just coming and saying we get money. If we do it wisely, we make money following the market conditions, proper setting, capital allocation, and then the size of the capital each has. Now, if market comes down and we buy stock, and when market traces, we sell the other stock to profit. Along the way, as we move down, we need to allocate capital input. How capital will be invested? It will be done with science and numbers, what known as quantitative way, which is inmade in this robot. So now, the number of times I will be buying when market comes down is known as margin call limit. But the more market comes down and I buy, I have entered from here with first buying amount. When market drops and robot buys the first margin call, the other first buying amount has floated in a loss, because when you see the stock of it has, the quantity it has, and you put it for sale when the market reaches here, you will not get the same amount of money like what you have invested in when you click it for robot to start. The money will be less compared to when you entered. But this robot is made in a way that the more you buy this margin call with more money, that is called the double up method, it will reduce the floating loss of the first one because of high quantity bought, because of two main factors. We have average price, which is created immediately when you enter in the market. And we have current price, where the price of the currency or the asset you are trading is. And the gap in between will determine bigger floating loss in negative or bigger floating loss in profit. But you will go profit in positive when the average price comes closer to the current price, and you will go more negative when the distance between average price will go away from current price. And at this time, when the market keeps coming down, we have a chance of buying more quantity to lower average price closer to the current price towards positive, depending on setting and strategy you have used. Then, this time, the power of capital will be the power of two things. Capital and understanding the allocation of the capital will determine the way your floating loss will be minimized or it will be increased. How will it be minimized? Robot buys on average price every moment market drops on a certain percentage, and when it buys on average price, the more quantity it buys, the lower average price is minimized, is just lowered. And this time you keep moving forward in terms of selling, because average price is coming closer to the current price. When it comes to here, and you teach it when you are very rapid, it becomes hard for a beginner to understand. But if you are teaching, and our focus is on slow learners, the quick learners get it quickly, but slow learners will be considered. But if we are rushing quickly and the slow learners are not getting it, that's where confusion comes from. Please admit those people so that they can be in class with us. Yes, I know the co-hosts, you are just on work to admit the people. So now, if someone joins now and see these drawings, we start when drawing is one, but they become many. But the main purpose is, if this is entry you entered, you will need to buy more. That's why you start with small and you have more reserve of capital. That reserve of capital will be used for two main things. To keep buying when the market comes down and you buy cheaply. Two, to use it to lower average price so that you don't go in a deeper floating loss. Floating loss is the part of business, you cannot run away from it. If you buy downward, the upper margin call has already floated. But how do you reduce that floating loss so that you can achieve the goal? This is when we compare this with the normal life. The trading is the same. The only difference is the technology and other trading we are doing are physical. One has a shop and another one has a robot. How do we relate these two so that someone can borrow knowledge from the shop and he comes to the robot so that he understands the trading concept? I used to see us, including me in the past, discriminating people who have low income. No, we don't need. Someone with $50 can come and he gains experience. If starting with small is 5, if he keeps using $5 to buy, how many times does he have to buy in $50? He can. What we need is a profit. What we need is not how much, because small profit repeatedly over time can grow sustainable profit and income. And this person starts small and he grows big. So I come back to the point of explaining it from shop and robot that everyone can understand. You are in the area where you are selling sugar or salt, and you have a sack, the whole sack of the sugar or the salt. If you are a trader, a good trader, you know the nature of your customers around. You live with some people with low income earners in the area, and these low income earners sometimes cannot even afford to buy 1 kilogram of sugar, but they can afford a quarter. They can afford a quarter. And others can afford a half. But few, when you see the majority, they are low income earners. If they can afford a quarter and a half and others kilo, there are others who can get the whole sack and buy it. Then if you decide to sell with a quarter, the sack can be finished very quickly because many people, many customers around, some of them are these ones who are cleaners, others are the ones who are, the ones who can get small income. And this income should be distributed in different needs so that they cannot use small income to buy sugar alone. He buys a quarter, he buys a quarter of rice, he buys a quarter of whatever, and the small income he earns can satisfy his needs with different things. And now they make, so this one who is selling a sack, he can finish it quickly because he has many buyers who can afford to buy small quantity of the sugar. If he makes the whole sack and he says, for me, I will be selling the sack, I will not just divide it into small portions. These ones will not come to buy, and he can stay longer without selling the whole sack because people in neighborhood cannot afford to buy the whole sack. But he makes a change. He sells quarters and quarter of this whole sack of sugar gets finished in 2 days. This time, who is in business in the chat box? Is he the one who is waiting to sell the whole sack, or the one who is selling the small according to the nature of customers? Who can finish the sack quickly before the other? Let me see in the chat box so that we can understand. Then we come from the shop of sugar, we come in the robot, we relate it with the margin calls, how you can buy small margin call, and then you get small on each, and you keep trading, you make small profit repeated over time, and then you make it. So let us have interaction as teaching, learning, as far as teaching, learning is concerned. Let us have this one. Yes, one said small. The one who said small can finish the whole sack depending on the nature. Small. They're selling small. They're selling small. Because this one is not greedy, he understands that. Let me come back to this. He understands that in neighborhood, there are many people who cannot afford to get more money to buy the sack at the same time. That's why you see these shopkeepers, they always sell as retailers so that they finish there. When they go for purchase to the wholesaler, they don't buy those small. But when they reach neighborhood where the many people stay, they decide to sell in portions so that they can finish their stock earlier. They go back for other purchase, and they do it, and it works. Even myself, I buy a half. I buy a quarter. Sometimes I buy And when God gives me blessing and in Roku I make more money, I go and buy the whole sack of rice to stock, of posho to stock. This robot has this capacity of helping users to buy separately and sell in whole, what we call martingale, and to buy separately and sell separately. If you get to the point, please type yes. This robot has the power of allowing the users to buy separately and sell in whole, and to buy separately and sell as retailer. This robot has this capacity. So if we learn this from the background and everyone understands in this way, I believe everything will be okay. So I beg you a pardon. I first use myself and 1 minute I come back. I'm very sorry.
Yes. I think everybody is listening. Yes, my name is Lodi Capella. As our brother, John Ramge. We should.
Sorry, I beg your pardon. I'm back now. So now, if this robot has power of helping a trader to trade, to buy purchase separately and sell them in a whole, we know it as a martingale, and it has power to help him to buy separately and sells in portions. We divide this robot into two. When we divide it into two, we will be able to manage the other floating laws so that we can, let me draw it again, then I will come in a robot to show it. From the beginning, I said the robot has a language. All this, you need to understand language robot uses and you interpret it very well. When you interpret the language robot uses, you relate it with your planning and you understand the market. Then this time, when you finish everything, patience will be a key. Patience means someone, we have given an example, he has a shop and is selling whatever, you are selling a half, you are selling a quarter, you are selling a kilo, you are selling the whole sack. You don't control market because these people will come to buy a quarter and whatever. You have no contract with them. Only what you do, you create demand because you know that these people in the neighborhood, they need sugar, they need salt. You come and put it there, you sit and wait. Time comes, the ones who need sugar, they come. But you don't have any contract with anybody to come. The same way here in a robot, you set robot and accordingly, because there is a global demand, people from different parts of the world, they need the asset you are. You don't have contract with anyone to come, but these ones come physically, but here they come automatically. And the way market is defined here in a shop of sugar is different from the way it is defined here because they are in nature, they are the same according to demand and supply and whatever, with different items, different products. But the way market here is, they come physically, here they come automatically. So coming automatically is calculated in numbers, in a percentage drop or in a percentage rise. For you to purchase stock, it will go hand in hand with the percentage drop. And for you to do sales, to sell, it will be determined by demand. When we define the demand in relation to supply, those are two economic principles we use in economics. But when it comes to trading, how do we relate a shop of sugar and someone who has a robot who is having a shop marked by API with XRP? This one, how many sacks of sugars is he stocking in his shop? But here, how much quantity? How many items of XRP this one has bought? So when you rate these two, they are the same. They are exposed to demand. But no one, either the one who stocks XRP, either the one who stocks the sugar, no one who controls the buyers. They come to buy depending on demand. But there are factors that will make demand comes. When it comes here, we use fundamental analysis, news on the market. But when we come here for sugar and whatever, the demand is different. Why? We know types of demand. To those who studied economics, you know the types of demand. Demand of something you need to eat so that you survive is different from demand of what you are using to make money. But whatever it may take, they are both demand. Whatever you buy, it will be sold no matter how long it will take. Why? You don't control buyers who come to buy, but you create demand. You have created a demand. So now I want to come back here on the chat box. Do we understand the concept relating the normal life of trading and the crypto we are trading using robot, how buying and selling are defined? If you understand this, please type yes. Then when I come in robot, I will explain how do we buy separately and sell in a whole, and how do we buy separately and sell in portions. Like the other seller of sugar, he may decide to go to the shop, he buys separately, and when he comes in his shop, he may either choose to sell in a whole or he chooses to sell in a portion. It will depend on the nature of his customers. Someone who stays in an area where there are rich people, you can sell in a whole because they buy stock, they don't buy this kilo, whatever. You know, if you are in Uganda, the ones who stay in a Kororo, they are different from the ones who stay in Nakulavye. I used to stay in Uganda. Those ones who stay in Muyenga, they are different from the ones who stay that side of Bukesa. Because even if they come to Chikubo to buy, they buy stock and they go and stock because they are rich. But someone who is in Bukesa, Nakulavye, somewhere, he knows that many people who come here, they are low-income earners. He will decide to make a half of kilo, a quarter, and a kilo. And in a short period of time, you can see that his sack of sugar can be finished, and he goes for wholesalers to bring another one. Then retailers, wholesalers. This robot is made that can help those retailers and the wholesalers, if we put it in a normal, to all of them to work. Let me go to the robot and we understand it. So I think we have new people here who have maybe who are still new, who don't even know how robot looks like, but we'll have some sessions, of course, to help them. I appreciate Doris Angel in a weekend program. She has been teaching the back office of robot, and if you even go to her YouTube channel, you can see everything, but we'll even come live here and we teach, but to keep time, if you use that Doris Angel's presentations that she has been, of course, helping the global community to learn about this, it can be more helpful. But when it comes here, I use the example of XRP. It is what I will use as well. How do you search? When you open robot, you can see the market down. We are on spot market. We are on spot market. When we are on spot market, we see the pairs of assets we need to trade. And most of us, we are using stable coin as capital to buy volatile assets. So that if I have USDT spot wallet account, it is of course paired with XRP. XRP is more volatile. It keeps changing. Let me use the direction, which it keeps changing, and my capital is stable, equal to dollar. Then how do we define the pairs? It means when XRP changes, it comes down, robot will pick from dollars it buys stock, as I have been explaining. It keeps buying, and when market goes up, it sells away the other half, the other quarter, the other whatever. It brings back my money to spot wallet plus profit. But when I say it brings back money, it doesn't move from spot wallet. It is doing trading inside spot wallet. It doesn't have power to move money away from spot wallet because of what? API keys and the API management from the exchange. And this time, I have inside my exchange, I have stock together with the reserve capital. I see them together. Here, I start with maybe $200 on my balance of USDT. When robot goes to the market and buys XRP of 20, maybe it has bought two coins. That is a stock. Robot under, it will show me that you have 2 coins of XRP and the robot has used $20 to buy it. Stock is together with the balance. When the market goes well and the robot sells, you will see these coins have disappeared and the money came back. You will see on your balance, the capital plus profit together. This is what makes it different from scams. Where in scam, they tell you, give us your money, we trade for you, we'll give you return on investment. You send them your money, you no longer have your capital, and whatever they make, they keep giving you back your money, and in the end, they close. In Royal Q, your money is in the exchange, where stock and balance of capital are together, and when the robot sells, your capital is mixed with your whatever, and you make you are the one to knock off, and you separate your capital and profit. Either you send it in a funding wallet, or you can compound it to make more, to increase your level of capital. The same way like the other shopkeeper is selling sugar, whenever he makes a quarter, whenever he makes a half, whenever he makes a kilo, whenever someone comes and pays money, he throws it in one drawer. and another one, so he throws it in one drawer. But he knows that on the money they pay him per kilo, per quarter, per half, there is a capital and profit. Then at the end of the day, when he's knocking off, he knows how to separate the capital and the profit, and then he knows how he can manage his business. Now, I come back here and I ask, is it clear? If it is clear, type OK. If it is clear, type OK. Then this time when we pick from here, everybody will understand that this robot is like normal life. It's not something that is strange. It's like normal life. All we need is education and understanding how we do trading, and then robot works for us. Then you automate it. It works for you when you are doing other things. Wow. When I see OK, everything is all right. And now I know that people would love this robot when they learn it from the basics. They will love it. You have it, you have never had a chance to learn this. And because we were coming and rush, we go quickly, and sometimes, but if we go slowly, purposely for slow learners, they will get pick concept, and picking this concept is laying the foundation. And when you have laid the foundation, everybody will be friendly to this robot and he will love it. So let me come and choose. I was explaining spot market and how they appear. So there are some other people, like I have downlines in Europe. The USDT is no longer there in Binance. They are using USDC stablecoin. When you click here, you will see the pairs are no longer in USDT, they are in USDC, but we are helping them, they are trading, because USDT is not there, and on their peer-to-peer or their local payment system, there is no USDT, meaning that they trade with this, so that when you remember, when you make a profit in crypto, you need cash in your country to use, because cryptocurrency is not legal, is not allowed to be used as payment. So then you need the cash. Cryptocurrency, this time we call it an asset. You are trading assets, and when you trade assets, you make profit out of them in crypto. You sell profit to get money to use it legally to buy whatever you want in life. You want even this point to be. That's why P2P is there. If this is clear as well, type yes. We'll use yes and OK, so that we see that we are at par. We are moving one step to another step. Like in my country, cryptocurrency is not accepted. But in technology, in blockchain, we use it individually. Whenever I make it, you can see on P2P, the one who can buy it for you, you get cash, you go to buy clothes, you go to buy the other quarter of a sugar, you go whatever, using your national currency, which is legal tender in the payment. And now this time, the cryptocurrency players, they survive at their home, because when they go out, you are inside your house, you are trading crypto, you make profit, you sell it to the person you don't know, you don't need to trust, because transparency of transaction is done by technology alone, the blockchain, which has the power to verify, to approve and validate transactions without the need of middleman. Then this time you have received the money, verify the payment in your names, that in case there is justice, you can. There is no anonymity. There is no anonymous way of transaction. This is innovation. No matter what we are here of life, evolution is inevitable. I hope you are getting the point. So I was now on the robot, explaining that the people who are in the areas where USDT is not in their exchange, they can use stablecoin of USDC so that they can. But to those who want to accumulate more assets, you can use these pairs. You use Bitcoin to buy Ethereum, and now this time robot can accumulate assets for, this is for long-term investment to the ones who want to hold these assets using robot. So now I think I can keep it there. And now we come to USDT, which is commonly known and used by many, even in RoyalQ here, because when you see the pairs of USDT, There are very many here on spot market. Very many. You see, very many. And now I'm talking to the ones who are using Binance because in a robot, for me, I'm on Binance now. But you may be using any other exchange like HTX, OKX. You come here on top, and when you click on the other blue arrow, or on any other place, RoyalQ shows the exchanges that work with RoyalQ. For me, I'm on Binance, that's why you can see a tick. But if I want to switch to HTX, as long as I have done binding and I have gas fee on RoyalQ and the capital on spot wallet in HTX, I click here, and when I click here, the assets I see down are no longer in Binance. They are in HTX. I can come and do setting. When I do setting, I finish and I go back to Binance. RoyalQ is trading for me in 2 exchanges at the same time. But to name few, RoyalQ has as many exchanges, 9 of them today. If you have a capital, you can allocate your capital in all 9 exchanges, and RoyalQ can be trading for you with, it can be trading for you. It depends on the size of capital you have, and you have done binding to all. So you don't need to, you switch only, you click here, it goes there, you click there, it goes there, and then, but let me come back to Binance, which is commonly used by many, and I come to XRP, I introduce setting, and I introduce 2 ways of doing setting, Smart Create by default and customized Smart Create, where everyone can benefit. So now we come here to search. I don't need to come down and the alphabetically say XRP, it is down there very far quickly. So what I do to make it short so that I get it quickly, I come here on this search icon, I click there. When I click there, it opens, and when it opens, I come and select all coins. When I click on all here, you can see I click all. I come in the box up there in the search to type a coin I want, then it comes alone. Or it may come with the others which have the same alphabetic order maybe. So if I put XRP, you can see that it appears alone. It is here. My point is setting. It's not a point of analysis, but time is coming, people learn how to analyze. I want to do setting, to show 2 ways of setting robot using example of XRP. I come and I click on it. When I click on it, let me first put aside these things that I see here and go to the setting, because these ones will have their own topic. I have put it in 1 second. Let me just come to 1 hour or 4 hours. But if I talk about 4 hours and I come to the beginners and I tell them these things, they don't understand. We don't mind about these things because we are at the beginning level. What I want to describe to students is that robot is made in a way of buying separately and selling in a whole, and it has another part of buying separately and sell in portions. Where do we get that? You come to this one, create. When you are doing setting, you understand the language of the robot. It starts from here. Create. Create what? Create setting. You click there. But before you click there, you have selected the XRP. You go on top and you prove, is it really XRP that I have selected paired with USDT, my capital? The answer will be yes. Then you go to the next step of start the journey of setting. Robot has a language. You are talking to your employee. Create. You come on create and you click. When you click here, you come to the other things I was talking about. Martingale strategy board. This robot has a Martingale strategy board and has grid board. But when we come to Martingale strategy board, you will see the other things I have talking about. Buy separately and sell in a whole. They are there. It is not something I was talking about myself. It is in the robot. Buy separately and sell in a whole. This robot has this power. It's like a shopkeeper who goes to wholesalers. He goes there and he's buying, they're giving him sack. They give him many sacks that is separately. And when he brings it in a container, for example, he comes here. When it comes to selling, he will sell them at the same time. But when they were counting, they were giving him one sack is this, one sack is this, one sack is this, one sack is this, one sack is this. This robot uses this way at entry point. When the market comes down, it buys one item. It comes down, it buys item. This is the first buying amount. Second, it buys one margin call, the second margin call, third margin call, and fourth margin call. These ones, robot can buy them separately and sell them in a whole at one profit ratio. But I said that this robot has 2 in 1. From margin call number 5, you can either choose that robot can buy separately and sell separately. This time you can be trading downward even if market is down and you are making profit. But if you want, you can decide that robot will sell all at the same time. That's why we have strategies inside the robot, so that everyone can understand in general, and when he makes a decision, he decides if he will buy 4 margin calls to be sold at the same time, buy separate and sell in a whole, or he will make, of course, because he wants to benefit from dip, he has more capital and is buying. When the market is down, he can be selling, getting a small profit repeatedly over time, waiting the robot to come up, and then it closes the whole position. It is like you have a sack of sugar and you are selling it at the same time. But as we have given an example in the area, there are some other people who cannot afford to buy the whole sack. They start from here. That's why you start selling, let me create a half, let me create a quarter, let me have, of course, kilo, and these ones can be buying. So by the time the bosses who have a lot of money have not come to buy the whole sack, the other small income earners are buying small. And when you have a sack of the sugar and you make a half of it, you keep it there. And then the other half, you separate into these ones. So by the time the ones have not come to buy the half of the sack are not coming, the other low-income earners are buying small. This time you don't sit at shop redundantly, you are selling. Because there are some people come, I need a half, I need a quarter, I need a kilo. So this time, robot is selling down a half and a quarter and a kilo. You are making money, but there is a disease we have. What I mind about here is not how much. What I mind about it is the profit you are making. 0.5, you are making money. $1, you are making money. So when you do it repeatedly, you see that other people are in floating rows. For you, every day you are selling because you don't wait to sell at a go in a certain period of time because you need recurring, repeated income that comes all the time. So this one who trades like this is in business than the one who will wait longer to sell at the same time. But it depends on the goal. This one may decide that I need long-term profit. That's why I will just make them all to be sold at the same time. Another one says, for me, I need daily money or just whatever money because of my goal. Both of them have right to do whatever they want. But we don't need to limit anyone. We teach all, and one chooses the method he can use depending on his will, his plan, and so on and so forth. So now, is the point okay? If the point is okay, type yes again, because now type yes if you are getting it. And now, if it is your first time to understand this from examples from this, keep typing yes. And now, when people understand how this robot works, they will decide to allocate their capital, and they will decide, of course, to reduce the floating loss because of science and numbers. Dear brethren, if there is something that don't lie, don't tell lies, it is numbers and science. Numbers and science do not lie, but humans, we are lied by our emotions. We humans, we are deceived by our emotions, but numbers and science do not lie. Now, if it comes to this, where we have been martingale, and the robot tells you that you are coming, you keep coming. Yes, I understand the language, robot. Keep creating. We don't come to this grid because inside the martingale, when you apply 2-in-1, the grids, it defines both. This one can automatically be there. And then when you come to create, you click here, and robot takes you to the Leo, the main topic of today. It is where it takes you. Our today's topic is trade settings, introduction to trade settings. Don't mind about these ones, you will learn them. But there is one I can talk about. There is something very important I can talk about. Current price of XRP, we all see it. But the average price is not there. It is zero. And we said that the difference between the gap between average price and current price is what will determine floating loss or floating profit. Then how is this average price created? The more you enter in the market and you click, robot starts picking fast money. You see here, there is nothing. Robot picks money if it is $5. It picks $5 and it buys a certain amount of quantity. So dividing this amount and this one, average price automatically is created. You will see numbers here. The more this number is bigger than current price, the bigger floating loss you are in. Then when you keep buying more and more using different strategies, we will see, you will lower average price closer to current price. When they are equal, you will start entering in positive. When the current price goes higher than average price, you go in floating profit and vice versa. Now, I come back to the point, to the chat box. If you have understood this, type okay, because we have been used many years now. If you have understood how average price is created and how we keep rolling it when we are buying more, type okay. The more we buy, the more we lower average price towards floating profit. And the more our capital is finished and market comes down continuously, the higher the average price becomes bigger and the higher the floating loss. This time we face problems. This time we face problems. We are now learning the basics of trade settings. And if everybody understands, and then there is something we have talked about and we have been talking about it. If robot picks first by an amount and it deposits quantity in your spot wallet there, average price automatically is created and you have zero margin call. So you entered here with $5, came here, but market comes down a little bit. Robot buys first margin call, it comes and registers it here. If you have 9 margin calls and you see all 9 margin calls are listed here, make sure that the capital you allocated to buy is finished. I don't talk about the whole capital. You may have limited the robot to buy from 9 margin call and you have more money. But when robot reaches 9th margin call, it will close and it will not continue to buy until you will come and tell it, robot, I have more money, let me open more margin call like 15 so that you can keep picking on the reserve capital to buy more stock because I need more stock on this XRP. If you understand this again, type 1 because we are on Monday. Type 1 if you have got it well. So we are in the basics of the robot, of trade setting. We are learning the basics of trade setting. If every student in our new journey, in our divisor system, understands settings of the robot in this way, my brother, you will not be manipulated by speculations. You will sit with your robot, you make a thorough decision according to your planning and goal, you allocate your capital in a good way, you wait the results. The problem we have, I see screenshot of people who have posted and I would like to become like them. We don't have the same capital and we have not used different. But I believe in me, if you follow these settings and you do it properly, you will be selling and you get satisfied with your capital, with your profit. But the question, the problem, the common problem we have, I want to be like Lord Capello. We don't have the same size of the capital. Even if we use the same setting, even if he copies his trades and he gives it to me, we will not have the same profit because of what he's trading 2,000 for me. I'm trading $100. What we need is to be satisfied with what we get. If it is small, let me strive to keep adding, to keep working, and I add it. In the long run, I create big. But if I start just like I want to become like Isaac, it will never happen. But commonly, in a general understanding, we all of us understand in the same way, whatever I have, I can make it productive using trade setting strategy. So now, let me come to the point of, to the topic of today. It is where I will stop and we will resume from there. I want this week we go through this. If I come to trade setting here and I click there, robot takes me to the main topic of today. We have 2 parts. One is for Smart Create by default. And here we can do the customized setting where we can do our own Smart Create. But there is something in common. This AI margin plays a major role to automate. When you have switched this on, you don't need to go to use indicators. Because you have allowed the robot to use all in-made insight to take over and to control what is going on. I mean to the ones who are using customized setting. But for the ones who are using Smart Create by default, the robot has it set. I want tomorrow to resume from there by opening each. Starting from Smart Create by default, we see in-made setting of the robot. And when we finish it, we'll come to customized one and we see how can we do our own customized setting purposely to achieve our goal. Then this time, we will be able to understand other terminologies, languages used in, so that everything that is in can be understood. But now, as I come to the end of today's session, I will be drawing inside the robot. I enter here with the first bind amount, and if margin call number 1, I come to margin call. How many margin calls do I have? If Margin call number one is both 2, 3, 4. We understand it in the robot. When it comes to profit ratio, I draw inside the robot, pointing to the profit ratio, explaining each terminology, what it means, so that everyone can understand the language of the robot and the sense it makes to put a certain number there to protect his trading business. So now I will keep it here. I will not teach a lot of things because it is now an introduction of trade setting. And now time has gone, we'll be using 1 hour. And of course, when we use an hour and we keep learning this way, as we put it live stream, and now we'll share the link for the ones to repeat, of course, to revise it again. We will have that understanding in a common way, and I strongly believe that we will use robot effectively, efficiently, and we make use of it, of course, to give us the proper results. Thank you so much. I keep it here, and I would like, of course, to welcome questions so that we benefit from learning from questions and answers according to the topic covered or delivered today. We learn every day from Monday to Saturday. Sunday, we'll be having the leadership program, and we bring all people together, of course, to share, to learn about leadership. And now, yes, thank you to Kusasila, the one who have asked the question. So you can drop your questions in the chat box, we will be answering them, or you can request, of course, you can, of course, the microphone, and then we just go there. So now, sorry, I've lowered the hand of, okay, sorry. You can raise up your hand again, sir, and then let me give a microphone to Mr. Jiblay to ask his question. Jiblay? And the one who has raised the hand, please, you do it again so that we can, I can see you. Jiblay?
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Sorry, I've been having network issues. Yeah, okay. I just wanted to ask, just want to clarify something. The AI margin call for the custom. I noticed that sometimes when you on it, when it's on, it doesn't follow your margin call. Or am I the one misunderstanding it? I just saw that probably it didn't follow my margin calls. One time I used it. So I don't know if that's how it works.
Yes, when you open AI margin, you have automated your trade and you have given RoyalQ to do to monitor the market for you. But when you have switched it off, you are trading manually, there is no automation that is there.
Okay, so you're saying is if it's on, it will still follow my margin calls.
Yes, it follows all your margin calls and everything. You know, when we are creating a customized setting from the default setting, we give robot power it has by default, but we improve it. So by improving it, we do our own, we put inputs of numbers, but switching on AI, we give it right to do like what it has been doing by default. But because there it has limitations, if you want to do 90 margin calls, you will not do 90 margin calls by default because it has limitation. For you to improve it, you can go and create your 90 margin calls, but you give robot power to do what it was supposed to do for you when you have done it for by default. And then this time, it does the same, but with your improved setting.
Okay. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Now the question there by Afwape, what is the difference between Sabine real time from whole? Well, okay, we'll explain this. I have not come to this point. Sometimes when we ask the questions which are not related with the topic, we confuse students. I get you, sir. We will learn this as we have started from the beginning, because now we are learning introduction to trade setting. I believe that I will beg your pardon so that you will understand that. So now, then G-Man says our profits drawn based on the FBA or whole margin calls, first buy an amount or whatever. So when it comes to first buy an amount, you enter in the market. There is okay, let me share the screen and I draw. I will use classic board. When you enter in the market, you click to enter in the market and first buy an amount, maybe 5 is picked because there's a minimum. When it is picked, you remain with $95 if you have $100. When you remain with $95, there is a possibility of buying more stock using margin call, because first buying amount is not margin call, it is first buying amount. Normally, you are the one who forces robot to buy, because when you click it buys, then you leave, you go. When the market comes down, robot itself will pick another buy without you. That's why we don't call first buying amount margin call. The margin call is a first buy used by robot when it picks itself without your intervention. But when it buys this one, you click start, so you have participated in buying first buying amount because you click, it buys. But the first margin call is not bought by your intervention. You don't click, it is automated inside. Now, the question, I come back to your question. If market goes up, this first buying amount will float in the profit. It may keep going, it may keep going, it may keep going, and now you see that it has reached to the resistance line. Then, if you have put call back down, it will follow the rule of callback. When it comes down to the callback, you put it down, it will sell and you get profit. Because now it has not involved the margin call. When it has bought the first margin call, it will wait to sell them at the same time. Because now, if you have used the warehouse mode, and we count the other martingale process strategy that will be explaining, the 4 margin calls will be sold at the same time with the callback if you put it there. If you put 0, it will sell to the profit ratio you have put there. You put 1.3 and the robot comes, when you put 0 on callback, you told robot precisely when it reaches there, sell. But if you put another number on callback, it will not sell. It will give you a chance to get more profit above the profit ratio you have set. Then when it reaches resistance line, it turns a little bit from the callback you put there, it will sell and give you profit. So then when it comes down, as you ask the question and buys more margin call, it will sell them accordingly depending on order you have given robot. If you have given it to sell, you have used the warehouse mode throughout, it will be selling in cycles at the same time. But if you separate and you just come and use 4 margin calls in warehouse mode, because it is in-made, 4 margin calls are made like that. Then when you separate, that's when the others have been, whatever things will be defined, which you have not started yet. Because they are used from the 5th margin call downward, but from 4th margin calls, robot is made in a martingale to buy separately and sell in a whole. But it gives you a chance to use dollar cost averaging method to keep buying separately and sell separately, and you put profit on each margin call profit you want. You are the one to decide using, we will see there, we have not reached there, distributed and take profit allocation. Then this time, even in floating rows, you can be selling the other quarter, a half, and whatever when the market is down. So when you are using cycle, it will be selling and buy again. When you are using one short, it will be buying, selling these ones, and it doesn't come out of the market. When it goes up and touches the fourth margin call, it will wait to sell in a hole, and then it closes position. It goes out. You pick another trade. The one who has asked the question is the brother. Jeman, Professor Don, are you answered? Okay, thank you, Afwape, for accepting my request that we'll talk about Sabine mode, and we explain it when we reach on it so that it cannot be confusing students. And the G-Man, are you answered, G-Man? On whole margin call. So how if we want to sell in a whole, we can automate, we can just go in warehouse mode route. It will wait and sell in cycles, even if it goes beyond, fourth margin call. But there is a disadvantage. It may take longer to sell if market doesn't come back quickly. But like the other person I told you who is selling a sack and he waits people to buy, there are some low-income earners who are there. They go to another shop to buy a half and a quarter, and in your shop they are not buying because you have never given them a chance. This time you are not making money, but in the long run, you can wait someone to come to pick the whole sack. But the ones who is selling with the portions, can finish a sack in a day, depending on demand of customers. So time is now rushing, and before I come to the end, let us keep it here because I have not received many questions. I would like to give the leaders, the co-hosts who have helped me to run the class, to say something, because this is our culture. The ones who are co-hosts, we respect them so much, and we give them a floor to give, to add on, to address. Maybe they are not coming to present, but there is some words of leadership they can talk about, and now it comes to sound much better. So starting from Amos Kigula is the one who came first. Then after him, I will come to Isaac. Then later, I will give to our principal advisor, Mr. Asima Patrick, of course, to come to the end. Then we close our class. So Amos Kigula, as a co-host, you have helped me to, okay. So how have you seen the classroom environment as a, of course, assistant? And then I will come to Isaac and the leader as well. Then Asima Patrick will come later. So over to you, Sir Amos.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ramgemajin, and to everyone who has been in this meeting. Yeah, it's a pleasure to have you be part of the meeting because it's really of a great importance to us who choose to join the Royal Chu system. As of me, Chigula Amos, I may not have a lot to say, but rather appreciate about whatever we are learning here. Because me, myself, I'm also cast to be part of this meeting such that I learn something. I need to get something that I've not yet been exposed to add on my trading experience. Since I'm not that I've not been in this business for a long time, I just joined the business last month, and I've been lacking a lot of skills. That's why I'm very so active to attending such meetings organized by Mr. Jean to gain more experience, as we shall be keeping on attending the Zoom meetings and whatever. In brief, thank you so much, Mr. Jean, for the organization of this Zoom meeting. I appreciate on behalf of my other colleagues. Thank you so much.
Leader Amos from Uganda. Now we come to Isaac, the leader, of course, and assistant who has helped in the classroom. Of course, I give him the floor. Then later, Jibril. Okay, then we'll come to Asimwe to come to the end. So, Mr. Isaac, over to you. Isaac.
Okay. Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, a very good morning, a very good afternoon, a very good evening, leaders across the world. My name is Isaac. If you go to TikTok, I'm called Mr. AI. I'm in Mbale, eastern part of Uganda. Well, Royal Q is a very big opportunity that if you concentrate on, you won't regret. Royal Q has given us opportunity. He has given us a chance to learn, to practice what we have learned. And we have amazing community. It's unfortunate that of recent we had a greedy community. So some of us had to part our ways because even your father, when he's doing wrong things, you say, oh, Dad, you have done wrong. Can we correct this? Yeah. So here we are, and we are here for business. My experience in this business was since 2023, December, and I kept learning. And trust me, my knowledge has never remained the same. I'm coaching a number of people. I'm imparting knowledge, especially how this robot works. Because as a matter of fact, this robot is very broad. And if you don't give it time, if you don't concentrate on how to learn it, every single day you'll see everything is new. Okay? And I want to assure you that your money has to work for you. Okay? You have to display the highest level of learning. RoyalQ is making a lot of money for the people. I was shocked when I saw a screenshot of somebody making $30,000 in one day, $20,000 in one day. So that means there are some screenshots which you have never seen in RoyalQ, but there are people who are just seated and making money using the same tool you have. Remember, these are the people who have paid $120 only, just like you did. Only that somebody out there could be underutilizing the opportunity. And at the end of the day, after the 12 months, the robot's going to expire. So make sure you use this tool to your maximum. We are here to teach. We are here to impart knowledge. We are not ready to divert anybody's attention because we know the opportunity we have in front of us. Imagine all your money, both capital and profits, are all in Binance. Now, you are using RoyalQ just as a tool to trade. It's unfortunate that even up to now, some people know that their trades are in RoyalQ. No. I want you to take your time, okay? Take your time. As RoyalQ is displaying your spot trade, if you're trading on spot market. Look at the running trade in your RoyalQ account. Go to your Binance. Okay? Go to your Binance. Go and look at the running trade in your Binance spot wallet. You are going to realize that the same quantity of RoyalQ, or I mean, the same quantity of the coin which is running on your RoyalQ is the one which is running on your Binance. Yesterday, I was called by somebody from Kenya. This person has a robot which is expiring next month, but she has a running coin. So she was asking me that, Isaac, if my robot expires, what will happen to my coin? I told her, when the robot expires, it does not interfere with your running trade in your Binance. It's a matter of you standing and facing the mirror. Okay? You're going to see your photo. But now, what is the real you? The real you is not the photo, it's in you. So likewise, I am telling you that RoyalQ's work is just to interpret. You know, when you were setting your API management, the first option under permission was to read your balance in Binance, to read your balance. Then the second option was to do spot and margin trading. Then the third option that you could have ticked was to do futures trading. Now, that means RoyalQ will act as a mirror. It will act as a mirror, just interpreting what is already happening in Binance and then displaying it on your RoyalQ's dashboard. So, what am I trying to drive at? Understanding your business to the fullest is very, very key. Take your time. Study how your business works. Study how RoyalQ executes trades. After if it has bought, what happens to the average position price? What happens to the take profit price after it has opened margin calls? What happens? How has my average market price drawn closer to the current market price? What has happened to the take profit? Has it come more closer? Yes, you need to take a closer look. Otherwise, I am happy once again to be part of this community whose goal is not just to make commission. Gone are the days when we used to look at just commission. We have left that community that used to just look at commission. We are looking at trading and everyone benefits. The small 0.00 something that we get as mentorship bonus is not the main goal here. The main goal here is to create a long-lasting, sustainable business so that as we mentors grow, even the traders grow. We are looking at coming to this business and not just looking at recruiting somebody. If my work is just to recruit somebody, then that is not the game. So we have left that community of issues of recruitment. Now we are in the community of trading. Because when I trade, I make profits in my Binance. My capital is in my Binance. So anytime I want to use airtime, anytime I want to use data, anytime I want to use my capital or my profits, I am able to use it without asking for authority from Isaac, without asking for authority from Jean Paul, without asking for authority from Mr. Patrick Asimwe. That is the community we are looking at, such that when my robot expires, I have the zeal to go ahead and reactivate my robot because I know this is the business. This is my business. This is my family business. This is the future business. Because as a matter of fact, some people were wondering when other members were splitting to other projects. Some people were asking themselves, what has happened to Royal Q? What has happened to Royal Q? Royal Q has just adjusted on their compensation plan, of which other great leaders decided to part ways, but the business is here. So that was a spirit of greed that was uncalled for. So members, let us embrace this opportunity because we have the freedom to learn, because we have the freedom to own our money, and we can't be fooled in any way. So we are here as group leaders. We are ready to impart knowledge to the people who are willing to learn. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Wonderful, wonderful leader, Isaac. We appreciate your contribution. You have touched the dark side with the dream light on my side, and I wish to use this example to clarify it. You talked about how robot reads your balance and it does trade, spot, and margin, and then features. And then some people who doubt about that, then you go to how can employee is selling and buying for you when he is inside the products and the, of course, whatever, then he doesn't have access on money. Let us leave it in robot and the APIs, which are a little bit complicated. We bring it in a bar or in a shop in today's technology. You are in a bar where you are buying beer, some whatever. There are these waiters who are there just serving people. He's going and brings a bottle of beer. He gives it to you where you are seated here. In this time, he's selling the beer. And maybe the owner of the bar has sent her or him to purchase the crates of beers somewhere to the wholesalers. But when he sends him there, he reaches there and says, okay, when you reach there, tell me that you are there and send me the code I pay. He has gone to buy the crate of the beer. He reaches there and the owner, the wholesaler, is here. Then this one sends the code from the wholesaler. Then the owner of business sends money to the wholesaler. He receives money from the owner of business. Then this employee comes back with a crate of beer. He comes back in a shop. Then he is also serving people who come to consume beer. Then he brings the bottle, he gives them. When they finish, the owner of business said there is a code all customers will be paying on maybe mobile money, whatever. Then this one is paying on the code. Only what this one waiter does is to check the message that you have sent money to the owner of business. Money from the owner of business to the wholesaler to purchase. The employee goes there and corrects the crate. He brings it in a shop, in a bar, then selling whatever. This one is paid at the end of the month, but he doesn't touch on money at all. The money goes to the owner. This is how Royal Q works in Binance by the protection of API. I think this is what I wanted to clarify when I bring it in a normal life so that people can understand that a worker, employee, can buy and sell, but he cannot have access on money because of today's technology. If this point is clear, type yes, then I welcome another one. When you are doing API binding, you are creating this. Then robot works for you. It doesn't have access on money, but you need to pay it for subscription and gas. like the other worker in the bar, is paid the monthly salary or depending on a contract you have. It depends on contract you have. So now let me come to, but before I welcome others as we come to the end, I have seen, I used to see Nathan raising a hand, but I have lowered the hand unwillingly. Nathan, you can just say something you wanted to say. I have seen it you, I have not ignored you. I'm sorry, I just clicked by error and now I moved. So Nathan, you can have a flow and then I will welcome the rest and then we come to the end. If you can hear me, please. Nathan, are you there?
Yes, thank you for allowing me to speak to the congregation. I just want to thank everyone here who is doing greater things for the others, most of the low-income earners. We are really grateful, Mister. Keep the spirit, keep the good heart. May the good Lord bless you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, brother. Low-income earners. By the way, in Africa, we need low-income earners because you have $100, $50. Those ones, if you have them, 1 million of them, and you build them and they are making money, whatever small they make, you will even be making money from them. MTN is charging people who are sending money. It doesn't spare the ones who send small or big. But for them, they charge them according to how much they send. Do you tell me that MTN is not making money from the ones who are sending small? MTN is making a lot of money from the bigger number. When you see the low-income earners are very many who are even using robot when it comes to Africa. But when you have them in a number and you train them, they become knowledgeable. They will grow that small capital into big as you are getting gas. You are making money with the company. Small, as Isaac said, from many produces something good. But if it comes from the trading they are doing, not recruiting them for bonuses. Those days are over. The one who will try this will fail on spot. But the ones who will be training whatever small, if have both, small income earners are the one who can raise a small capital. They have zeal. Those ones can become great leaders. They start as they are. In the Bible, God told Gideon, go as your strength is. Let us help them to go as their strength is. They keep growing, making it, more progressive. Things will come all right. Jibril, you take over, then we'll come to the Patrick Asimwe to help us to close our call. I believe this is amazing. This is amazing to hear from different leaders. And when we join hands, we will be creating positive impact because of the influence of education. Jibril, over to you.
Yeah, good day, everyone. It's always amazing, always beautiful to be here. For me, I'll tell everybody what I do every time. I learn, and I learn, and I learn, and I learn. I keep learning, I keep learning, I keep learning. I encourage everybody to try and attend this session because the crypto space it's evolving, and once you miss out, sometimes you may not know what's going on. So if you miss out today, you watch the videos, the recordings. If you have the time, please come so that you can ask direct question and you can keep learning. And when you learn too, you teach too. So you can remember, then you trade, then you make mistakes, and you correct yourself too. So thank you so much, everyone. And thank you so much, my amazing anchor and amazing Mr. Patrick Capello. Thank you so much.
Blessing, brother Jibril from Nigeria. So now allow me to welcome Lord Capello to say, of course, a word of closing and the word of leadership, the word of empowerment. And then we come to the end of our call. Mr. Lord Capello, over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness, it's my pleasure. You know where I am, it's quite raining and we are in a rain season. Thank you so much for the presentation. Some leaders across the globe, you are welcome. Yes, Mr. John Ramgema from Rwanda, thank you so much. Amosi Chigula, you're welcome. Isaac, you're welcome. And Jibril Isaac, you're welcome. And James Strongba, you are highly welcome. Plus the entire leaders in the house. You know, by the time Mr. John Ramgema was presenting, a leader from Rwanda, we were over 38 members in the class. Right now, I can see we only have 20 people. Why? Why? In Africa, I have discovered we have a problem of learning. We have a problem of learning. When the class starts, most of the people, they don't want to capture time. They come in late, and is a person can be there for 5 minutes and he presses left. He didn't know how the class started and he doesn't know how it's going to end. When Isaac was talking here, many people have grabbed some sense and understanding how the business really work. I heard him. When Amos was talking, I picked. In the presentation of John Ramgema was quite so amazing. So, what am I trying to bring? African, we don't want to learn. That is the problem. Today, you see many leaders are fighting, are working hard, are leaving whatever they're doing to see everyone understands the robot. And people have forgot that the money they are making, it's their money. You're making money by yourself. When you learn, you get the skill, you're going to start making money. In the physical world where we are living, you find someone with a business over 50,000 US dollar physically, but when you tell him put here at least $2,000, he says no. Let me use $200. I have a friend. He's a millionaire. He's using over 100,000 US dollar in his business, but I made him in a business. He started with $100. He saw the business is quite working. He upgraded with another $100. Only that $200. I told him, you can't make money. You can't make money. Bring $20,000, put there and see money. You'll find that where the business is almost where you are using almost 100,000 US dollar. The 20,000 in royalty, you'll find yourself you're making a lot of money. He said, that is a lot of money to put it there. I said, you're looking for money. Even the business you're risking, you're doing in physical way, it's quite risky. That was long time, like 1 year back. But recently, like 1 month back, they entered his shop and they stole all his stuff, half of it. You know, he's selling those color, steel, cement. So they packed rollies and they took all his stuff. He lost over 50,000 US dollar capital. So now why I'm bringing this story, because he called me 1 week back. He told, but you, Patrick, you're a very wise man. I remember telling me that I should put money here. Everything where we are doing business is risk. Now they have taken all my stuff in the shop, yet it's a physical business. I have a skull, but they took all my stuff. Now, if at all I put $2,000 here, can I start making money? I told him, yes, you can make money, but that one is still small due to what you have. Put $20,000 and start making money. You can make 1 million per day. That is 250 US dollar. if you are using 50,000 US dollar. He said, really, really, really. But up now, he has not even upgraded now. That is a problem with us Africans. Mr. Isaac was telling, there is people who have a screenshot of, you find someone is making 30,000 US dollar in a one day. Because out of your house, you are risking. You are at risk. You don't know where you're going. You know where you're going, but you don't know what you're going to face in the way, and you don't know how you're going to come back. Though you know that I'm driving my car, and still I'll come back with my car, but you don't know what you're going to find in the way. Time is money. The time you waste, it is the time that you will regret. Successful people read books. Read books. That's why you can find someone saying, me, I'm big. Or someone saying, or some people you find them and saying, that is a big person. Why are you calling them a big person? Because he has money. When you have money, you become big, right? So B, start for the book that your books. How many times go for you to search and learn how this real robot work? How many times do you go for an exchange of Binance, Huobi, Coinbase, and learn about them? How many times do you go and read about pool, about DAO, about liquidation, about blockchain? How many times? Business. I want that business. Ask him, you want business? How? You need to first learn. I have my money. I want to put in money and start making money. I told him, no, that's not the way. Come and learn first. Then put in money that can help you to first learn as you're making money small. Then later, once you get the more experience, that's when you put big money. So you 3 days is not going to trick that, when you to go deeper in this blockchain and cryptocurrency technology. Last time I was arguing with people working in MTN data. Imagine the guys have degrees. Imagine guys have degrees. They are in MTN working in data sections. Do you know why when I was talking about Web 1, Web 2, Web 3, guys could not even understand. They were even laughing at me. Look at this fake. Look at this fake person is talking of Web. Those things are not there. There is no Web 1, there's no Web 2, there's no Web 3. They were like laughing at me. Can you imagine? And they were still telling me that the phone even you're holding, we are behind it. Please, you lead it tomorrow. You're going to learn a lot of things. Mr. Ramgama will teach you, Lord Capel will teach you, Isaac will teach you. That's why I requested for many, those one who knows what to do. Please come on board. We put you on board. We are going to make a schedule for a week. And we are going to have classes every day times 2. Morning and evening. If you know you can present in the evening, we shall put you in the evening. If you know you can present in the morning, we put you in the morning. We want some ladies and we want some gents. Then we balance and we do the business smart, because people will like the way I'm teaching, and people will like the way John Ramgama teaching, people will like the way Isaac teaching. So we need to balance, and we will enjoy the business, because Royal Chu now balanced the system. If you know, you know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You are highly welcome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, leaders. Thank you, Members, thank you. Guests, let us join hands and we make it happen. Let us bring economic transformation in a digital world that will make people around the world understand, of course, everything. So Prince Francis needs, of course, attention, of course, from Jibril. Please, you contact him and you just help him so that you can build a good community, of course, prosperous community in Nigeria together. And the others, please contact your leaders, contact your team members so that you can join hands. We make this Royal Q a place where everyone on this planet can desire to be part of. May God bless you all. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.